Oh shit. Go. Come on, Misty. Come on, Misty.
Tonight, we're diving into 6 of the most disturbing camping encounters ever caught on camera. What started as a peaceful adventure quickly turned into a nightmare, leaving these campers questioning what truly hides in the wilderness. This one is unsettling. Watch at your own risk. And if any of these videos leave you shocked, don't forget to hit that like button. Kevin is no stranger to the outdoors. Camping, hiking, fishing, and more. But this trip was different. He set himself a challenge: to spend the night under a tarp, alone in the forest. Little did he know, he would encounter something that would haunt him long after. Setting out on his bike, Kevin carried everything he needed for the night ahead. He reached his chosen campsite, set up his tarp, and settled in.
I'm doing something awesome. I'm solo tarp tenting for the first time. I just got a tarp. You saw in my last video I did a little lunch break tarp camp, but this time I'm out in the woods solo camping, and I'm hoping that I can portray the feeling to you of what it's like sleeping under a tarp for the first time, like the feelings about it all, you know, because I don't know what to expect right now. Yeah, so I made it in, and I think I found the perfect area to camp here. Right over here is the tree I'm going to use to set up the tarp. I'll show you the tarp setup I'm planning on, and I just have this nice big area here. It's nice and mossy and soft. Perfect. Well, I made it. It's after 7. I was hoping to have a coffee, but not going to be able to have coffee. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to sleep. It's too late for that. So I'm going to get cooking supper soon.
As the sun dipped below the trees, he started cooking his meal, stir fry, before darkness fully took over.
Having a little stir fry. Nice and healthy dinner. It's getting darker out now. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but it's starting to chill off a little bit too. So I'm going to eat this up and then get some things ready for bed. I got to get my bedding ready still and everything. There are some ATVers not too far away. I don't know if you can hear them or not, but they just started and they started whooping it up a little bit. It's Crown land here, so there's not much I can do about it. I chose kind of an ATV trail. I just didn't expect them to be out in the evening. So hopefully it won't last too long, and hopefully it's going to deter any bears.
The evening passed peacefully. Kevin sat in the quiet, taking in the stillness of the forest. His GoPro and bike were within arm's reach, just in case. He expected a calm, uneventful night. But what happened next was anything but.
So it's so quiet. My ears are like kind of just ringing. There's a constant sound or ring there. Not a loud one, just not used to being like this quiet, and I love it. This is what I look for. Well, my senses are up a little bit, like, you know, I'm like hearing, when I hear things, like I'll be doing something and I'll be hearing a sound, and I don't realize it's the sound that I'm doing. And I'm like, you know, what's that? I haven't been too like worried about much. When I first got here, it took me a bit to get used to some of the sounds out here. Like the trees were swaying and making weird noises and stuff like that. Just ones I wasn't sure of. And then, you know, I thought I heard something off in the distance, but I don't think it was anything. I think it was just trees or something. I'm not sure, but that was like when I first got here. I will see you in the morning.
At 12:30 a.m., Kevin was jolted awake. A piercing scream echoed through the trees. It was unlike anything he had ever heard before, not from any animal he knew. Heart pounding, he scrambled for his camera, but in the panic, it wouldn't work. He finally managed to record, but the unnerving screams continued, each one sending chills down his spine.
I don't know if you heard that, but that was a weird sound, man. I do not know what that was.
After what felt like forever, the noise finally stopped. Kevin, gripping his weapon tightly, attempted to sleep, but the forest no longer felt safe. As dawn approached, the sounds of wildlife waking up filled the air, and Kevin knew it was time to leave. What do you think made those eerie, blood-curdling noises? Not all adventures go as planned. This YouTuber set out on a nighttime hike with his dog, but when he entered a cave, he unknowingly walked into a nightmare. As he ventured deeper, the air grew heavier, thick with dust, clinging to his throat. The darkness swallowed everything around him. The only source of light was his flashlight. His dog's body was tense. It knew something was wrong. Then, he saw it.
Stay behind me. What the fuck is that? Oh shit. Go.
A tall, dark figure with a pale face, standing in the shadows, watching him. His stomach dropped. For a moment, he was frozen in place. Then, instinct kicked in. Without hesitation, he turned and ran, his dog sprinting beside him. Whatever that thing was, it wasn't human. The most disturbing part? The YouTuber who filmed this never uploaded another video again. It's been 7 years. What do you think he encountered? And why did he vanish after posting this footage? In the summer of 2013, 2 campers set out on a hike near Port Renfrew, a scenic yet isolated forest. But their adventure took a terrifying turn when they encountered something they couldn't explain. At first, they noticed branches breaking in the distance. Then came the smell, a strong, musty odor filling the air. That's when they saw it. A huge, shadowy figure stood partially hidden between the trees. It had broad shoulders, its movements unlike any known animal. The campers were frozen, their minds racing. A bear? No, this was different. As they locked eyes with the creature, it suddenly retreated deeper into the forest, disappearing into the trees. They never saw it again. But to this day, they are convinced it was Bigfoot.
We got into the forest about 200 feet. I'm guessing it was about 200 feet. And we could hear branches breaking ahead of us. So we're thinking, okay, maybe there's a deer or something up there, or it could be a bear, it could be a mountain lion. And Wendy was ahead of me. And she turns around and she points. And I looked up into the distance, way in the distance. It was about 75 to 100 feet ahead of us. You could see something in the distance. There was actually kind of a musty smell, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't strong. I would say it was kind of subtle. I don't know if bears stink. I mean, somebody says, oh, it was a black bear. I don't think it was a black bear. I've seen black bears before.
No, it wasn't black.
It didn't. It seemed quite big. And she's looking through the camera and zooming in on this thing. I'm seeing it from a distance. But it appeared to be quite big, and it seemed to have shoulders on it. That's what it looked like to me. We're not 100% sure of what we saw that day. Maybe it was a bear walking on its hind legs, but to me, it didn't seem like a bear, and and to her as well, and it disappeared. It just, that's why she stopped videotaping, and once it got out of sight, we got out of sight.
Yeah.
We left fast, and we were quiet.
What do you think? A trick of the light, or proof of something far more unbelievable? A group of campers found themselves in a terrifying situation when something in the forest made its presence violently known. They were gathered around their campfire when a loud, forceful banging shattered the night's silence.
I hear that? Get Trevor. Austin, get the light. Fuck. Hey! That was not an elk. Where's that coming from?
The group froze. Their eyes darted around the darkness. And then came the vocal noise, a guttural, almost inhuman howl. It was deep, aggressive, and it was getting closer.
Everybody, get in my truck!
Panic set in. One camper scrambled for the truck keys, shouting for everyone to get inside. Their fear was raw, real. Then, the video cuts off. What happened next remains a mystery. But one thing is certain. Whatever was out there was big.
Everybody, get in my truck!
Mitty enjoys wild camping, but he's not entirely familiar with the darker side of the woods. On this particular night, he experienced something that left him questioning everything. Camping in the forest with his brother, he was having a good time, laughing, drinking a few beers in his tent, when an unsettling noise echoed through the trees.
There's a couple of chest warmers. I don't know what to say, Phil. The original video.
It was faint at first, almost blending into the background. But as he played back his footage later, he froze.
I don't know what to say, Phil. The original video.
A little girl giggling. The realization hit hard. He hadn't heard it in real time, but it was unmistakable. A child's voice, eerily mocking his laugh. His expression shifted. Something wasn't right. The night had continued without further incident, but the recording suggested otherwise.
Now, I was very hesitant to release this video because the content is not what this channel's normally about. But my family have really urged me to put it out there, and I'm going to be honest, for me it's just a little bit unsettling. Me and my brother were wild camping in Peak District a couple of weeks ago. We'd had a few drinks, we thought we'd call it a night. Anyway, we're going to his tent, and I usually like to talk about some sort of chat, but because I'd had a couple of drinks I couldn't get my words out, so that's why I originally cut a lot of footage from the tent talk, and you'll see why, because I really do struggle. I am a little bit tipsy in the video, so apologies. So I hear sound in the cut footage. It's ever so slightly, but something is definitely there. It does look like that I have heard something, and you can see it on my face, but I just carry on. Whether I was just a bit too tipsy, I'm not sure, but it does look like I do hear something.
Was this just an eerie coincidence? Or was something sinister lurking, watching them, waiting? Dan, known as Cursed Urban, is no stranger to camping in eerie locations. But this time, he may have picked the wrong forest. With little preparation, he set out to a place ominously named Silent Forest, a location with a chilling reputation. Campers who had stayed there before reported strange, unexplainable events, all beginning with one unsettling pattern: the moment the forest fell silent. Shortly after arriving, Dan started hearing faint noises creeping through the trees.
I'm doing something a little bit differently. I am here at the Silent Forest. And how I am doing things differently is this is just going to be a quick investigation tonight. I will be camping. I will be setting up my tent, but I did not bring firewood. I did not bring the fire pit. This was kind of like an off-the-cuff type deal. Just like a last minute, I was like, I'm going to go check that forest out type deal. I did have my tent with me. I did have most of my camera gear with me, and I do have my heater with me. But anyways, no, this place is called the Forest of Silence. Maybe it's the Forest of Silence. Doesn't matter. I'm getting too hung up on the name. Why it has silent in the title is because every time there's complete silence, something weird happens. That's what's been reported. That's what campers have said. Like, when they're the only ones here, campers have said, yeah, just like crazy stuff is happening all night. We hear things in the trees that we don't see. We hear things like around our campsite that we can't see. We hear this. We've seen apparitions and tons of paranormal activity. It kind of has a little bit of everything. So we're going to go through here. Dude, I'm already hearing stuff right behind me. Dude, I'm not even joking. Not even hamming it up for the video or anything. I think it was just a rabbit because I heard it run away.
He assumed it was just wildlife and continued setting up his camp. As night settled in, he lit a fire, but instead of exploring the area like he usually would, he felt uneasy and decided to stay close to his tent. Dan then turned on his spirit talker device, curious about what energy might be lingering around.
Also, I didn't, forgive me for being rude, but I didn't introduce myself. My name is Dan. I am here to investigate this forest. I mean you no harm. I mean to take nothing away from you, and I mean to bring nothing bad here. All I want to do is know about you, know about your story, and know about this place that I'm at, if you wouldn't mind sharing it with me. Are you okay with me being here?
Yes, we're here.
Yes, we got a positive response. Thank you for letting me know that. Thank you for letting me know that you're here. Could you tell me about yourself? Feel free to use this device I have sitting on the table to communicate with me. If you don't feel like it, maybe you can make a noise in our surroundings or something. Yo, what the...
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, I had to have heard that, dude. It sounded like... We got yes, I'm here, too. It sounded like something straight up, like, hauling ass through the forest, dude. And it was a lot bigger than just some rabbit. I heard it, dude, it sounded almost like a person running through the forest here.
As Dan communicated with the spirit, he suddenly heard movement in the trees, fast and deliberate, like someone running through the woods. He searched the area, but found nothing. Shaken, he returned to his spirit device, only for the activity to escalate once again.
Is that you that I hear back here in the forest? Is that you making all these noises?
Be careful.
Be careful. Can you tell me what I need to be careful of? Is there something else out here? What is that noise? You guys hear that? It's very quiet. I don't know if the camera can even pick it up, but there's this noise I hear coming from directly back there. And it sounds like, you know how a killer. We just got killer on Spirit Talker. Who's a killer here? Is there a killer in this forest?
Almost immediately, a message appeared. Be careful. Seconds later, footsteps echoed from the woodlands. Dan asked, "Was that you?" The response, "Killer." The noises around him seemed to grow bolder, moving closer. Then, something in the distance caught his eye. A tall, shadowy figure darting between the trees. It moved fast, disappearing before Dan could get a clear look. The uneasy feeling in his gut only grew stronger.
Can you tell me what's making that noise back in this forest? Does that have something to do with the killer that you mentioned? Does it have something to do with that? Hello? Is there somebody back there?
Ron.
Ron? Ron doesn't sound like a killer to me. But I could be mistaken. I definitely could be mistaken. Yo! What the? You guys see that? I just saw something move through that thick of bushes back there. Its head was like, you see that tree right there? That stick sticking up? I just saw something's head, but it was like completely black. It looked like just like a shadow figure. but it was taller than that. And I just saw it move from left to right super fast. It didn't make any noise though.
Deciding to settle into his tent for the night, Dan turned on his spirit talker once again. This time, the responses were even more chilling. The spirit claimed it had been suffocated, that it had passed peacefully. When Dan asked how, it responded, "Someone's coming." At that very moment, a noise erupted outside his tent.
For me, feel free to ask, and please communicate with me through this device I have in my hand. I will just talk to it and I will be able to understand most of what you say.
I suffocated.
I suffocated. How did you suffocate? It's a very interesting response, considering there is a lake here, and there has been drownings and accidental drownings in the lake in the past.
You've got to go.
You've got to go. Why do I need to leave? Do you not want me here, or does something else not want me here?
I passed peacefully.
So it says, I suffocated and I passed peacefully. I mean, I guess.
Someone's coming.
Someone's coming. Who's coming? Is it who I saw earlier? The person that looked like they were made of shadows? Who is that outside right now?
Noise.
Noise. Who was that? Could you tell me who or what that was?
Something was moving. Then another response came through. Noise. Dan's breathing grew heavier, his heart racing. Then one final chilling message appeared. The lady attacks people. And then, silence. Dan turned off the spirit talker, but his night was far from over.
There's no way that's a coincidence. Absolutely none. Absolutely none. Can you tell me who or what I just heard outside? Because it sounds like you know. You know something's out there since you told me about it. Can you tell me any more?
The lady attacks people.
The lady attacks people. Is the lady what I heard? Or who I heard? Is that her? Is she upset that I'm here?
As he lay in his tent, trying to sleep, he suddenly heard rocks being thrown outside. Then footsteps, circling him. The noises grew louder, closer. Dan held his breath, frozen in place.
What is that? What was that? Hello? Is there someone here?
He slowly unzipped his tent and peered outside. Nothing. But the feeling of being watched was overwhelming. With no hope of sleep, Dan stayed alert for hours, waiting for the first sign of daylight.
Dude, literally, as I was just about to go to sleep, I hear that. Well, I am just going to sit here, I guess. Sit here for a few hours and see what happens. All right, guys. So it is early in the morning. Haven't heard the birds come up yet. Sun isn't up yet, but it's about to be that time. So I'm going to call it for the night. I'm going to head home just because, like I said, sunlight's about to come up. I'm not getting any sleep out here.
The moment the sun rose, he packed up and left, knowing something had been watching him all night. Would you have braved the night or left the moment you heard someone or something lurking outside your tent? Spending a night in the wilderness sounds like the perfect escape until things take a terrifying turn. Which of these encounters sent chills down your spine? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss what's lurking in the dark.